Alright, second day of permutations and combinations. Should be a quick lesson, but it's a very important lesson. Today you got to make sure you know what the difference is between a permutation and a combination in terms of their work. In a permutation, order matters, and what that means is that ABC is different than CBA. In a combination, order does not matter. That means that ABC is the same. It is the same as CBA. So when order matters, where you are selected makes a difference. In other words, if the first person selected gets $50, then in this case that person gets 50, that person doesn't. This person gets 50, that person doesn't. If they're all getting the same thing, it doesn't matter when you're picked. As long as you're getting the same thing, then that means that order does not matter. So the other thing you got to think about is when you're taking n elements and choosing r of them, we can use NPR, which again is on the probability menu, and NCR. We'll talk about how to use that, which you should use to the best of your ability. Again, on your menu there's your NPR and your NCR. We'll talk about how to type those in just a second. And again, if you need to pause the video before you get going, that's fine. But how do you evaluate 10P7? Well, first off, you type in what you see first, a 10, and then you want to choose 10P7. So you go to your math menu, go to your probability, select NPR, and then type in what you want. So this would be 10P7 there, which gives me the answer of 604,800. And that is how you do NPR. To do 18C3, the first thing we do is type in our 18, choose the C, and then type in our second number, which is 3. That gives me the answer of 816. And that is how you do NPR. NCR. Now that's not going to be a lot of things on there, but you do have to know how to use those. To me, the best thing to use is always the blanks anyway, unless for some reason the blanks kind of get confusing, but we'll talk about that. Problem 3 says you're choosing 3 winners from a contest. Each winner will receive a $100 gift card. 200 people participate in a raffle. How many different ways can winners be chosen? So looking at NPR versus NCR, the question is getting chosen first the same as getting chosen second or getting chosen third? And if everybody's getting $100, that means that it doesn't matter when you're picked, which means that order does not matter. And since order does not matter, then we will use C. Again, it doesn't matter when you're picked, you're all getting $100, so it doesn't matter what order you get picked, so that's why we choose C as a combination. The N number represents the total, so what we are doing is we are choosing from 200 people, and we are going to have 3 of them win. That is how you do your NPR setup. I have 200 people total to choose from, and I'm going to choose 3. And so I do 200, choose 3, and it gives me 1313400 as my answer there. Alright, so that's pretty much what it is there. Again, because everybody got the same thing, does not matter when you're picked, we use the combination. 4 says you're choosing 3 winners from a contest. The first winner receives a $1,000 gift card, second one gets a $100 gift card, the third gets a $10 gift card. How many ways can winners be chosen from 200 participants? This is different because if I get chosen first versus second versus third, there is a difference, which means that you do want to get picked in a certain location. That means that order does matter, and because order does matter, we will use the permutation. Again, the N and R work the same way. We are choosing from 200 people, and we are picking 3 of them. And so now you just do 200P3, and you get a bigger number, 7880400 would be your answer for that. But that's how you use NPR and CR. Again, if order matters, use P. If order doesn't matter, if it doesn't matter when you're selected, use C. If this is me running for president, treasurer, vice president, or this is me picking 3 people to represent me or to represent my class, this is me picking someone who's going to have more power than the second person or a different duty, this is me picking 3 people who are all balanced. That's what you're looking at there. So you got to be ready to make that choice later on when you see that. We also have problems like this where it talks about a 5-digit number can begin with any digit except 0 or 9. It must also end in a 4 or 5. How many different numbers can be used? The first thing you have to understand is that there are 10 digits. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 digits to choose from. We are making, again, this NPR, NCR doesn't work here because we're making choices. 5-digit number, so put down 5 blanks. It says the first digit can be anything but a 0 or a 9. Well, if there are 10 digits to choose from, and I take 2 of them out of that selection, that means that I have 8 digits to choose from at first. It also says it has to end in a 4 or a 5. Well, that means that I only have 2 choices for my last digit. But outside of that, this can be anything, which means I have 10 digits to choose from. This can be anything, which means I have 10 to choose from. This can be anything, which means I have 10 to choose from. Now we take it back to our fundamentals and use the multiplication property. So 8 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 2, which gives me 16,000 different combinations to choose from there. Alright? Or you could talk about something like this, talking about a 6-character code beginning with a letter followed by 5 numbers. So again, a letter followed by 5 numbers, letter, number, 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 number. 6 choices altogether. Again, it's a 6-character code. And again, the first number cannot be a 0. How many different codes exist? First thing is a letter, though. Well, how many letters do we have to choose from? That's 26 letters. You got to understand there are 26 letters. I think you should know that. If not, I'm telling you now, there are 26 letters. The first number cannot be a 0. That means that I had 10 digits to choose from. I took 1 off the list. That means that there are 9 digits to choose from here. But other than that, I can have anything I want. So 10, 10, 10, and 10 for my digits, which means now I simply type this in as it is. So 26 times 9, 10, 10, 10, 10, which gives me 2340000. Different combinations. Alright. Last thing you're going to write before you get started, and I'll talk about it as you do it. If order matters, use NPR. If order doesn't matter, use NCR. Here's what I had to use at some point. O for order is right in front of letter P. So when I think of order, I put O order with the letter P, which means if order is important, use a permutation, or if order is not important, then use a combination. So that's just how I think about it. If order is important, if I'm using order, go with the letter that's closest to order, which is P. So order matters, use a permutation. Order doesn't matter, don't use permutation. Instead, we use a combination. But that's really the toughest thing you have to be able to do in order to get this stuff done. So other than that, again, go to your Math Excel, get started, knock this stuff out, and let's close this week out.